Never allow the aftermath of narcissistic abuse to disconnect you from your environment forever. It's all too easy to feel like you're drifting through life on autopilot, especially after experiencing such a draining situation. It's as if a fog has rolled in, clouding your perception and making it hard to connect with the world around you. Narcissistic abuse can shake our sense of reality. It leaves us questioning everything we once knew. Today, we'll explore the reasons behind this disconnection and discuss practical ways to reclaim your sense of belonging. Are you ready for number 1? Isolation. When you experience narcissistic abuse, one big reason you might feel disconnected from your surroundings is isolation. Abusers often cut you off from your friends and family, making you feel alone and unsupported. This isolation can create a bubble where you lose touch with the outside world. It leaves you feeling like a stranger in your own life. As therapist Dr. Linda Hartman puts it, isolation is a tactic of control. When you're cut off from your support system, you lose your sense of self. This lack of connection can amplify feelings of loneliness. It makes it hard to navigate your emotions and the world around you. Listen closely. Actively reconnect with supportive friends, family, or community groups to rebuild your sense of belonging and self-worth. Let's talk about number 2, self-blame. One reason you might feel disconnected from your environment after experiencing narcissistic abuse is because of self-blame. You might find yourself thinking, if only I had done this differently, or it's my fault this happened, which can distort your view of reality. This internal blame makes it hard to see the situation clearly and can lead you to feel unworthy or disconnected from your own life. As psychologist Dr. Kristin Neff says, when we're kind to ourselves, we can begin to heal and connect with reality. So, if you're blaming yourself for the abuse, keep in mind that it's not your fault. Recognizing this can help you reconnect with your true self and the world around you. Let's move on to number 3. Loss of interests. After going through narcissistic abuse, you might notice that you've lost interest in things that once made you happy, like hobbies or activities you loved. It's like the light went out, and what used to bring you joy just feels dull now. This loss of interest can leave you feeling disconnected from yourself and the world around you. As therapist Dr. Marcia Reynolds puts it, when you stop doing what you love, you stop being who you are. So, if you find yourself avoiding those once enjoyable activities, know it's a common reaction to the pain you've experienced. Take note of this. Reconnecting with those interests, even in small steps, can help you find joy again. It will slowly bridge that gap you feel from your environment. Now, let's continue to number 4. Disruption of daily routines. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, the chaos can throw your daily routine out of whack. You might find that things you used to do every day, like going for a walk or cooking your favorite meal, just don't happen anymore. This disruption can make everything feel unstable. It leaves you feeling disconnected from your own life. As life coach Tony Robbins says, change your routine and you change your life. So when your routines get messed up, it can feel like you're drifting without direction. Remember this, re-establishing those daily habits can help you regain a sense of normalcy and reconnect with the world around you, step by step. You shouldn't miss number 5. Difficulty with self-care. After going through narcissistic abuse, you might find it hard to take care of yourself, whether that means eating right, getting enough sleep, or just doing the little things that make you feel good. When self-care falls to the wayside, it can create a sense of disconnection from your body and the world around you. You might feel like you're just going through the motions, almost like you're living in someone else's life. As psychologist Dr. Nicole LaPera says, self-care is not selfish. It's a necessary act of self-love. So, if you're struggling with self-care, remember it's okay to prioritize yourself. Taking those small steps to care for your needs can help you reconnect with who you are and how you feel in your environment. Are you still up for number 6? Feeling unseen. When you've been through narcissistic abuse, you might start feeling like no one sees you or values who you are, which can be painful. This belief can create a wall between you and the world. It makes you feel invisible and disconnected from everything around you. It's like you're shouting into a void and no one is listening. As therapist Dr. Judith Orloff says, when you don't feel seen, you don't feel real. So if you find yourself feeling this way, remember it's a common reaction after abuse. Listen closely. Try to surround yourself with supportive people who appreciate you. It can help chip away at that feeling of invisibility and reconnect you to your sense of self and your environment. Let's keep it moving to number 7. Hypervigilance. When you're dealing with narcissistic abuse, hypervigilance can mess with your sense of reality. You might feel like you're walking on eggshells. You're always tuning into the narcissist's moods and reactions instead of enjoying your surroundings. Your mind is constantly in overdrive, scanning for danger. It leaves little room for you to connect with the world around you. As psychologist Dr. Ramani Durvasula puts it, you can't be present if you're always preparing for the next emotional attack. This constant state of alertness can make you feel detached, like you're a spectator in your own life rather than a participant. Let me teach you something. Practice grounding exercises and mindfulness to bring your focus back to the present moment and reclaim your connection to your surroundings. Here comes number 8. Mood swings. When you're a victim of narcissistic abuse, the constant mood swings from the narcissist can leave you feeling off-kilter. One minute, they might be charming and friendly, and the next, they're cold and critical. This emotional instability can make it hard for you to connect with your surroundings. As psychologist Dr. Judith Orloff says, when you're dealing with emotional instability, it's like trying to dance to a song that keeps changing tempo. It's tough to enjoy life or appreciate what's happening around you when your feelings are so unpredictable and chaotic. Consider this tip. Establish emotional boundaries and focus on stabilizing your own emotions rather than reacting to the narcissist's unpredictability. Moving on to number 9. Physical symptoms. Narcissistic abuse can lead to intense stress that manifests physically through symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and stomach issues. It makes you feel too unwell to engage with the world. As Dr. Gabor Mate notes, the body is the subconscious mind, indicating that your physical health reflects your emotional struggles. This frustrating cycle can leave you feeling disconnected as your mind battles emotional chaos while your body gives in. Prioritizing self-care and stress management can help heal both your body and mind. It allows you to reconnect with your surroundings. Finally, we're down to number 10. Feeling out of control. Narcissistic abuse can make you feel like your life is spiraling out of control. It makes you withdraw and want to hide from a chaotic world. As Tony Robbins says, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably handle. When that uncertainty feels overwhelming, it's natural to want to retreat. It's tough to participate in life when you feel like you're constantly battling for control. Remember this. Focus on small actions that restore a sense of stability. It helps you regain confidence and reconnect with your life and environment. It's clear why victims of narcissistic abuse often feel so disconnected from their environment. It's not just in their heads. Abuse messes with their sense of self and reality. Over time, that disconnection seeps into everything: work, relationships, even how they view themselves. But remember this: it's possible to rebuild that connection. With time, support, and a lot of self-compassion, victims can start feeling grounded again. It's not easy, but recognizing the patterns and learning to set boundaries can be the first steps toward healing. Ultimately, you can reconnect with your environment and the people around you.